Good morning, scientists. This is Mr. Overholt with the Winston-Salem Forsyth County's. And we're going to be looking at our cloudy day. It's a drastically different view from yesterday. Look at all those stratus clouds covering the sky. We're going to be watching this as this goes throughout most of the day today, all the day today. It's going to be some stormy night tonight. Let's go ahead and check out our data more. Thanks to Davis Vantage Pro at Moore Magnet Elementary School for our weather data today. Currently, we're looking at 54 degrees Fahrenheit. That's up a couple degrees from where it was yesterday at this time. We don't have any winds yet. Our winds are coming from the south as we look at the windy later in the video. Um, we are 91% humidity. That's 50% higher in our humidity. So that means there's more moisture in the air. And we know that clouds are made of moisture, which is why we see thick layers of stratus clouds out there today. We're seeing that it has started to rain a little bit. We have 2/100ths of an inch. About an hour ago, I looked at this and it was 0.00. So we have a little bit there. I'll have to add that to our journal here in a little bit. And we have a barometer reading, an air pressure reading of 30 and 4/100ths an inch of mercury. So we're going to we watch now. Is this rising slowly? And when we look at what we've got on a map here in a second, we're going to see that there's not going to be much rising today. I think so. Um, the increased humidity and air pressure is probably going to be dropping today. We're going to see some interesting weather in the next 24 hours or so. Let's go to the journal and look at our comparisons from yesterday. So we are increased about 4 degrees. That's kind of interesting. I said that the winds were coming from the south. We know that the temperatures from the south closer to the equator um, are warmer. So when I have a southerly winds are coming from the south winds. We're blowing that warmer air up to North Carolina where we are. We'll check that out on the map here in a second. Our air pressure is right about the same. We're only about a tenth less than yesterday. We don't have any wind out there on that anemometer at more, and we have fully cloudy. We're going to add precipitation of 0.02. We are going to say yes here because that has changed and it is not snowing, sleeting, or hailing. We are going to write in rain here. We are completely covered in clouds. That's what cloudy is. Not partly cloudy, we're completely cloudy. And we have stratus clouds. Let's go ahead and check on the map here. Here is the nasty green that we have. A lot of that there. Look at this. We've got a stationary front that's right here on the northern boundary of the storm that we have. Because the stationary front is not move north or south and just kind of moves laterally off to the side here, this is going to keep whatever we have here from going too far north, I think. I think that's part of what we've got that's keeping us in the rain all day long today. Um, just like we talked earlier in the week, we've got a warm front here, but it has been caught up to by a cold front behind it. So when the cold air and the warm air are going about in the same direction, it takes the red and the blue and it makes it purple. So we've got a slight occluded front that's right through here. And we've got warm, moist air being run into by cold air. We have condensation happening, which increases the clouds. When we increase the clouds, we increase the moisture in the air. We increase the moisture in the air, we get precipitation. Now, where's our warm air coming from? It is coming from the Gulf of Mexico, huge body of water. So as it evaporates from here, it goes into the atmosphere as water vapor, and it gets caught up in the atmosphere and gets cold, and that's when we start getting this. We get the precipitation coming. That's what we're looking at today, is because of the water cycle water coming from here. Uh, we're going to be getting some precipitation today. So that's what we're looking at there. Let's go to the windy map and see what our winds are doing. So as of right now, it's saying we're about 6-mile-an-hour winds. Remember, at Moore, we are down in a hill there, so there's trees that are taller. That's why our anemometer doesn't spin easily, because there's a lot of nature and geography. There's hills and things in that area of Winston-Salem that blocks the winds from spinning. So that's why we usually have 0 there unless we're really getting some serious winds. Usually when we have 0 or more, we're seeing 5, 6, 7 in on the windy map here. All right, so let's go ahead and look into what we have coming. Let's look at the rain and thunder, see where we got our moisture right now. All right, so our blue is light rain, a little bit whiter here. That gets us into some heavier rain. The greens are heavier, the yellows are heavier, and the pinks is the heaviest. So we're watching this come through. Remember, this is where that stationary front was located on the map. Um, Also remember, we started watching this on Monday as it was forming in right around here in Lubbock, Texas, and it has slowly come across the United States in the last 3 or 4 days to where we are today. Um, Look at the winds coming here from the south. They are pushing in warm water, warm, moist air into this area, and I'll bet you we've got a low pressure spinning, and which is helping to draw all that in. Look at that low pressure. We say that it's drawing it in, but in reality, the high pressure that is down here below here, this high pressure here is really because we know that if I'm going to be pushing something, the thing that's pushing hardest is the one that's going to be causing the biggest motion. This high pressure here, look at the spin on this. Okay? High pressure spins in a clockwise motion, and it's pushing this air back and into here, which is driving that to come right up in here and the low pressure, ooh, I didn't want to do that. The low pressure is drawing that in there. So that's what's happening with this one. Is this pressure is spinning and bringing that into there. So we're watching pressure spin. And so let's watch um, our rain here again. And let's kind of march our timeline forward a few hours. Let's go to noon today, and we'll see. Remember, we're right around here. The R of North Carolina is right about where we are. I said go to noon, 1 o'clock. So 1 o'clock today, we are more into the blue that's there. A lot of the green stuff is staying south of us with the model that we're looking at right now. We're looking at this is the European model. This is most meteorologists follow one of these three. The GFS is considered to be the North American model, so we'll look at is one that we look at here. The North American model is the NAM, and this is the one that only goes out 3 days, and that's the most accurate because they don't talk about the far off um, things that we look at. Far off, they want to say it's just in 3 days we can get a good picture as to what's going to happen. Let's march forward here to the afternoon. This evening. Again, we've got some more clouds and some more rain happening overnight. It just gets a little bit more. Ooh, I see a little bit of stuff coming through overnight. We're going to see some thunderstorms, I think, through this. We'll see some higher winds. I'll have to watch it. Winds. And our winds are looking at 13 miles an hour overnight. We see it higher than that at anywhere point. I don't think so. We're gonna have to look at that and wind gusts probably in the 20s, possibly 30. There we go. Wind gusts around 30. So a gust is one quick push of air, and that's when they measure those. And then they say winds. This is what they call sustained winds. Sustained winds that are keep coming, constant, more constant. There. That's why sometimes we see nothing and it fluctuates greatly, is because the winds constant and speeds are not always constant all the time. They kind of come and go. All right, so we'll be watching this tonight as things will get worse as the day goes on, and then we'll check and see. There's some talk about some more storms on Saturday, so we'll check that out tomorrow. Be on the lookout for the skies. Watch, see what you see. I will be in the garden tomorrow morning get our rain gauge measurement. Have a great day. Stay safe. Stay healthy, and remember, we do science well.